Hello, everyone. My name is Ethan Pease. I am a Wisconsin native, was born in Madison, and grew up in Partyville, Wisconsin, graduated from high school there in 2018. I'll just get right into it. During the run-up to and on Election Day, I was working as a temporary hire at United Mailing Services, a USPS subcontracting company in Madison, Wisconsin, located in the Stoughton Road area of Madison, if any of you are familiar. I began working there on August 26th of 2020 as a route driver and a box truck driver. This meant that my job was to pick up mail on a predetermined route that went through Cottage Grove, Windsor, and the Stoughton Road area of Madison around UMS. And then I would take this mail to UMS where it would be sorted and metered, and I would then take the sorted mail on the final box truck run to the USPS on Milwaukee Street in Madison, Wisconsin. In September or October, I began to deliver mail-in ballots from United Mailing Services to the USPS as part of my evening box truck run. I knew that I would be taking ballots because there would always be a mail cart marked for me for ballots only with a special green tag that said for ballots only. On one occasion, I forgot to retrieve the ballots from my nightly box truck run. Luckily, I had to take 2 trucks that night, so I got them on the second truck run. After that, though, I always made sure to get them because you don't want to take a box truck and have to go all the way back for one cart and then take it all the way back to the post office. It's about a mile drive. On November 2nd, 2020, I noticed that there was only 1 ballot in the bin for delivery to USPS. And on November 3rd, Election Day, there were no ballots in the bin for delivery to USPS. I did not think of that as strange at the time. It was Election Day. The polls were closing that day. You'd think that the ballots would kind of trickle down and be done. So you guys can imagine my surprise that when on the next day, November 4th, a senior USPS employee, whose name I do know, had asked me if I'd forgotten any ballots the night before, election night. He explained to me that an order had come down from the Wisconsin-Illinois chapter of USPS that 100,000 ballots were missing. He then told me that his post office, the one at Milwaukee Street in Madison, Wisconsin, had dispatched employees to look for the missing ballots around 4 a.m. November 4th. He said, and I quote, around 4 a.m. And that only 7 or 8 ballots were found at United Mailing Services, my work. Based on my previous experience and habit of double checking for the ballots, I believe that to be a lie immediately. The following day, November 5th, 2020, I had a conversation with a different USPS employee, whose name I also know, in which she admitted that USPS employees were ordered to backdate ballots that were received too late to be lawfully counted. I asked this employee if I would be getting in trouble for those ballots the night before with my own boss, just kind of making sure that I was covered, because at first I did think perhaps I did miss ballots, but I couldn't have if they weren't on the cart where they're supposed to be. The employee said, no, I wouldn't, as long as they were postmarked for the 3rd. And then she hesitated for a moment and said that's why they had us do that, referring to USPS employees. I didn't bring any of this to the attention of the supervisors at the USPS at the time, due to what I perceived to be their hostility towards the president and their evident contempt of the law. I've heard those same employees make jokes about asking customers who came into the post office lobby, who did you vote for? Oh, President Trump? Okay. And then they would reference throwing the ballots directly into the trash. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Biden supporter. I voted for Joe Jordan's in this election, and I voted Libertarian in the Wisconsin governor's race in 2018, which was my first election that I could vote in. But I know that something wrong happened here, and I just want to see that something gets done about it for our state and for the people of our state so that people can have faith in our elections. I think the American people and the people of Wisconsin have a right to know what happened. And the bottom line of this is, why was the USPS even looking for ballots on November 4th, hours after the polls closed at 8 p.m.? Thank you.